Good morning, YouTube subscribers, Finsightful members, and profitable PTS traders. Wow, we are back. What a night it has been. Trump came out over the weekend, or basically last night, around about 1:30 in the evening, and basically told the world that the US is going to have a strategic crypto reserve and outlined the coins that are going to be into that. We are back, baby. So after a really harsh sell down in the markets, which to be honest with you is absolutely normal in the crypto space. So the current drawdown, or the prior current drawdown that we've been having in Bitcoin, in Solana, in all of the altcoins, these are completely normal moves in this asset class. Drawdowns or corrections of 20, 30, 40%. You have to get used to it if you're going to be an investor, if you're going to be a trader in this crypto asset class and be in this space. You just have to get used to this normality because there is just so much volatility in this particular market and in this asset class. But where the volatility is what gives you the ability to be able to profit from those moves. On the investor side, you should just be accumulating more and more coins as you can in those dips. And then if you're a trader, then your strategies need to be garnishing you or harvesting you profits during those particular periods. So basically everything is up. Green everywhere. We're still nowhere near getting back to all-time highs or anything like that, but we are back in that consolidation trading zone in all of the major coins that we've been sort of following. And so what's been the primary driver of this? Well, it was this tweet, or it was this truth social post that came out from Donald Trump 6 hours ago now. And what he came out and said, or exactly, was that he's going to have a strategic Bitcoin reserve, and that so here this came out first, and we're going to have XRP, Sol, and Cardano are all going to be part of the US strategic crypto reserve. So all of those coins absolutely ripped. And so the interesting thing that I find with this is that all of these crypto protocols are typically all based in the US. So they've all had VC investment from big US VC funds. They're housed in the US. They're paying taxes in the US. So this whole idea of Trump bringing things back to the US and then highlighting, I guess, more investment into the US economy, into US companies, this is exactly what he is doing here with this particular digital asset. So for the last, probably 4 weeks, the opportunity to be able to pick up, Solana was $135, $140 2 or 3 days ago. It's now $170. It's up. So where's Sol? So Sol's up 25% in a day. Cardano's up. This was up like 75%. Where's XRP? XRP's in here somewhere as well. It's up about 25% also. So those core coins initially took off. Bitcoin took off a little bit, and then it stopped. We'll talk about that when we get into the charts. And so let's get into that. But unfortunately, on the flip side is that the PTS system was very, very had six strategies all get short on us. At the time just before the announcement came out. So at 1 o'clock last night, my phone pinged, and about 3 or 4 different strategies all fired off. So we had Brett fire off short. We had Doge fire off short here. We had Render fire off short, all the entire system was firing off. So the members were sort of saying, oh, it's been so quiet all weekend. When are we going to get some trades? We really want to be making some money out of this volatility. Totally understand all of that. But the market conditions, it was too volatile previously, and then so as the volatility over the weekend reduced, these short trades, they're great setups. So selling off. So we've got literally lower lows, lower highs, same low, and then some consolidation over the weekend, and we're looking to get short here because we're looking at that's going to test these lows again. So this is a fantastic trading opportunity. Unfortunately, an hour into this particular trade, Trump comes out and basically says that he's bringing out a Bitcoin reserve, and then so Pepe as well. So there was every single one of those is losers, and I'll go through what that does to an actual account as well. But what you also need to be very mindful of, and what you need to be thinking about is, well, this is the whole idea of trading with a stop loss. If Trump didn't say anything, all of these trades hit their first profit target, and then the market sold off all of today, all of those trades would be significantly profitable, and then putting a lot more money into your bank account. This is why we use systematic trading with stop losses. So even when all the perfect conditions are met, and the system is then saying, yep, we're forecasting for the market to go short and continue to go short, when big news comes out, we have our fixed stop losses and our profit targets, or to be able to exit us out of those quickly, reducing the overall risk. And I would assume now that the market has pumped so hard that it will start to probably fire off some longs once the volatility starts to settle down. So Asia hasn't even opened yet. It's 8:30 in the morning here in Australia. There's not a lot of big institutional money that's coming in, but I would suggest that more volume, and as people wake up all through Asia, that we'll probably see another large push in Cardano, Sol, XRP, Bitcoin, and ETH. So yes, as bad as these trades are, when you're looking at it, so when you're looking at like what it does to an account, so at the moment the Finsightful portfolio was up $4,000 over the last 30 days. Yep. So, and last night we lost $3,000. So this should actually be $7,000. So that trading P&L, $7,000 of capital being harvested from the markets, then buying into those coins when they're low is what pumps your overall portfolio over the longer term. And so this portfolio, I think, is about $23,000 at the moment. I was going to do a full review of everything in Finsightful today for you today, but I literally have been awake all night trading myself. And I thought, for my own mental health, I'm going to go to the gym, get in a training session. It's the first time I've been able to train in the last 3 weeks because I've been so sick, and then get my dove to a good start, come in, have a chat with you guys, and I'll do a full portfolio review for you maybe Monday, Tuesday, or probably sometime this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and get that out to you. But again, overall, we need to accept that systematic trading, you're going to have losers. And when you're trading 5, 10, 15, 20 strategies on 20 different coin or opportunities, then when you have 5 or 6 or 7 of those all fire off in the one night, because all market conditions are perfect for a continued sell-off, and if that had occurred, those profits would flow in. But our systems are only 80%, 75% profitable. So we have to accept that 20 to 25% of the time, we're gonna get losing trades. And so it's just part of systematic trading. But like I mentioned to everybody, you need to be checking those trades. And if you're running the PTS system on a large account size, then when those alerts go off, it's always a good time to check them. It was just very fortunate for me. Last night I had a bit of maybe insomnia. I woke up, I couldn't get back to sleep. I was reading and I was literally watching as the green candle on Bitcoin started to pump. So it was a very good opportunity for my accounts yesterday. So that's that. So where are we at with Bitcoin? So Bitcoin, this is what we would like to see, these huge God candles here. And what we've done is, so if you look on the weekly, this chart was really looking bad. If we had a close outside of this range and down here below the 618 fib, then what we would be looking at is a complete change of structure. And if this had continued to go lower, we were looking at the testing back here to the pre-November pump. So meaning that all of the gains that we've had from November last year till now would have been gone. And it was also having a deep impact on our total market cap as well. So I've been talking on this channel in my market scans all the time that, you know, even though we're doing these corrections on the weekly and we keep having these wicks down below, we really want to stay above that $3 trillion market cap in this crypto space. And we had this huge trend down here, and it's coming in, it's hit this other consolidation sort of area that we had prior to November, so it just couldn't get through here in terms of the market cap. It just couldn't get above that 2.5 trillion. It was just kept bouncing off this and coming back down, and it's literally just wicked. Now, this is where I guess you're looking at like technical analysis and then news and other things just happening, but the charts have all the information. Now, nobody knew that Trump was going to come out last night and announce the Bitcoin reserve, but by looking at this chart here of the total market cap, we should be thinking that, okay, we should see some resistance, some buying into this particular area, because previously this was a huge area of resistance, so it should be an area of support. So we should be looking for some longs when it comes into this, when the market comes and trades down into this particular area. And it literally, so this is what it looked like. So we've just been trading down all week. But this also candle here is a bullish sign of a reversal. That was Saturday, that was Sunday. Oh, so this is actually Friday night. Friday, that's Saturday, this is Sunday. So my trading view is set up on US New York time. So here, so I've got it set up on the New York time. Because I don't really care about the Australian days. I do all of my charting and all of my day calculations on the US New York time frame. That's something you could have a look at as well. But what we also see is we've got this sort of downtrend or this sort of triangle here, and we want to see again this market come up and bounce out of here. What was also very, very interesting to watch over the weekend or over last week is that we had this huge buildup of USDT. Everyone was liquidating their positions. I haven't gone through and actually calculated or worked out whether this is new money that's come into the crypto space or whether this was just liquidations. So people were getting out of their positions and they were putting their money back into USDT. This is like max pain, max fear and greed. So let's have a look where the fear and greed has gotten to. Coin market cap. Fear and greed. Well, the wrong thing. News. One second, where is it? Fear and greed. So we're still like we're in max pain. When you're thinking about where we were previously, yesterday. So we were down here. Well, we're still at 22 fear. The market's pumped, 10%. Some of our coins are up 30%. But in the fear and greed, we were at maximum fear. And so I was speaking last week about, when we hit these periods where we have maximum fear, can the price go lower? Yes. But is it likely to then go, 50% lower from those 30% cheaper or 40% cheaper lows? Probably not. So the opportunity is that there's way more upside potential than there is continued downside. So very, very interesting. So if you have a look here, where we were, it's absolutely extreme fear. So, and every time we get down here into this extreme fear area, it's a buying opportunity. If we just accumulate assets here, take some profits up here, accumulate assets down here, take profits up here, and then accumulate assets, take some profits. So if you look back to this particular period, like they just line up perfectly. Accumulated asset, accumulating, taking some profits. That's good investing. That is good trading. These are all the signals that you need to be thinking about or using to then make your market hypothesis in terms of like if you wanted to get long or if you wanted to get short. I literally was watching all of my PTS trades that were short, hitting maximum pain because they were all short, and I was long Bitcoin and Solana and Cardano. So they're offsetting each other, but you can only do that if you're sort of sitting at your computer watching that live. So if we have a look here, so Bitcoin's up 10%, Solana's up 22%, Cardano's up 61%, Link's up 17%, AVAX is 13%, Sui's 14%. So like everything has now been dragged up. PopCap pumped. PopCap was actually down 5% on the day. And it wasn't, this actually rallied very, very late. And then XRP's up 30%. But the key thing also here is we can just see all this candle here, this white candle here, which would be red if it's green and red, is just showing you that people have transferred basically you transferred all of their USDT or a significant amount. So all of this money that's come out of the market, out of coins, went back in. Now, did they go in at the lows? No. They probably went in as the market was sort of pumping. So if you have a look at this, that's what, yeah. So there you go. It's so it's coming in that's at night in the US. So money started to come into the market as the news came out. All right, so Solana. So what are we looking at here? We're at, on the RSI, it's definitely sort of overbought, but I just think on the news that we currently have, I'm definitely not selling here, but with the news that we've had, I think that you're going to see the Solana price continue to head further north, particularly as Asia opens. This is a great buying opportunity. So having a look on the 15-minute chart here, as you see this sell-off, so all these people here, it's a bit of profit taking, and then it's come down and basically bounced straight off the monthly. And if we have a look here, we've still got a long way to get back up into where our fibs were before on Solana, but my idea would be to hopefully price might sell off a little bit down here, and if it comes down here and bounces off this monthly again, this is an area where I'd be looking to get long, or we want to see it come up and then break above these highs of 180. So this coin was 130. It was 140. It's now 176, and everyone was selling here. So all through here, everyone was selling, and we should have been buying, or more of us should have been buyers at this level. The problem when you have market conditions where they just sell off and it continues to sell off is like, you buy. You're up here and you're like, okay, I'm going to buy the first dip, and you sort of trend that across. Okay, we're going to go up, and then sells off even further. You're like, okay, I'm going to buy this dip, and you have this like continued downward selling pressure, and it was getting to the point where we were like, are there any buyers in the market? And my hypothesis or my idea on that was like, all of the retail money has been gambling in meme coins. So there's just no capital available to actually just buy regular coins and just hold them over the long term, because everyone's just in the meme coin casino, getting their money rugged from them. And there's a lot of people that are making a lot of money from meme coins as well, but there are more people losing money than there are people making money in that. And so I thought that's very interesting. And then Solana, because once the Trump coin came out and it fell off a cliff, and the Molina coin came out and it fell off a cliff, I think that hurt a lot of retail investors, or people are just like, what is going on with all these meme coins? I just can't handle. People were investing in them rather than trading them. And so what I mean by that is whenever you're getting into those types of coins, you want to have profit targets, and then you also want to have stop losses and or trailing stops, so that you don't give your profits back to them in the market. So this is where we came out. This is where it came out. This is where the news, huge volume coming through here, and then a complete break of this downward trend and downward structure. So I'd say that we're going to see Solana probably consolidate in this area that was resistance or before. So it's basically come in and bounced straight off this 180. And then so previously we sort of couldn't get over 180 before. So it's been an area of support and resistance for a long time. So if you have all-time highs from the last pump, we're in this sort of area, and we've continued to sort of bounce off this particular area, Then when it breaks through, becomes support. And it was very interesting to just see Solana pump from 140 directly to 180 in sort of like 8 hours. So, my suggestion is going to be that I will continue to see a bit of consolidation around here, and it'll really come down to when Asia opens around lunchtime, and then when London opens later this evening, because London should have picked up on the US information. Like, it would have been late at night there, but some people there would have still picked up on it. And so it'll be interesting to see what price does and how it continues, if it continues to move forward. But we really want to get it to get back up above this. Like, this is the 200-day moving average. This is the 20-day moving average. Like, Solana is very, very bullish chart at the moment. And what we really need is for the structure to really put in. So we've had lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. We really need this to come in and consolidate and then push higher. Will that happen? I'm not sure, but I'll be watching the charts like a hawk, looking for some more entries. And I'm just really happy for my big bag. Solana is one of my biggest holdings. As well as PopCat. Actually, I was an investor in PopCat back when it was $1. To see it back down at 20 cents, back at 20 cents is very, very painful. But it's good to see we're getting some life back into those. So the big idea still going forward is gaming, AI coins, and then also looking at real world assets. So when you're thinking about some of those assets, and some of those opportunities, those are still the coins that are very, very cheap at the moment. And so when you have opportunity to buy some of these protocols so cheaply, you should really look at doing that. So even when you're having a look here, so Chainlink, definitely have a look at Chainlink. It's still very, very cheap. It's only gone up 15% from its lows. That's everything on chain has to go through Chainlink across all the protocols, because it links all of the other chains and makes sure that the information on one is talking to the other. So it's just an integral part of the crypto ecosystem, or the crypto protocols in the ecosystem. And so when you think like that, and when you think about mining, you can either go and explore for gold, or you can open a shop and sell all the miners picks and shovels and all the equipment that they need. Chainlink is the picks and shovels. Avalanche is great. Sui, still a very good price. Ton, Hyperliquid's a good one that's just come out. Near Protocol for the AI. Ondo for real world assets. Some of these I own, some of these I don't. Buy them at your own risk. Do your own research. Don't trust anyone on the internet, on Twitter, on YouTube. Crypto investing and trading is dangerous. You must ensure that you do your own research. Read the disclaimer down in the notes. Some others that I really like right now is Render. And one of the hottest coins that I really like is Destra. So it's an AI coin. I think it's going to make some big moves in this run. It's cheap. It's very, very cheap at the moment. So have a look at that if you're looking for something that's going to give you a little bit more risk and potentially 5 to 10x where you're at today. My thesis is still that Bitcoin is going to hit somewhere between 300 and 500,000 US dollars in the next 8 to 18 months. So let's just see if that happens. Put your comments down below. If you haven't joined the Finsightful community, come across and join us at school. There'll be a link in the show notes as well. I'll have the PTS trading system results out for you this week for February and January, so everyone can see those. And we're running an event later this month in March. There'll be a link down in the show notes for you to come along and meet myself, meet the team, and then also get some education about how you can become a profitable trader. We're actually running this workshop, and we're guaranteeing that we will we will teach you and give you all of the skills and the tools for you to become a profitable trader in 90 days. Or we guarantee you'll get your 100% your money back if it's not for you and if that does not occur. So you can't get much de-risked education than that. Have a wonderful day. It's going to be an epic week. It's been a fantastic start, and looking forward to seeing where prices move to in the next 24 to 36 hours. Have an awesome one. Happy trading.